I'm glad we're here, at least our little group is here. So we have Amy and Gary here. Okay, and they've been very pleasant to us. That's Amy, that's right, that's Gary.
Okay.
From my ErieCounty Recycling Coordinator, that's your title. Yeah. And what's your title, Gary?
I am a solid waste recycling specialist.
Okay, there we go. So we have two specialists with us today. So we're interested in the topic, so thank you very much. Okay.
And then we're also live.
Yes, so we have 4 people online as well, just tuning in. If they have any questions, that'll be over here.
Oh, great.
There you go.
Thanks, Sarah. Thank you.
I think this is the first time we lives.
Yes.
There's no difference.
So bear with us.
Make sure you wave to them.
I can say we actually don't have any, so I guess you're not.
No, giving tape.
Oh, that's right. Sorry, you are missing out.
Department of Aging Specialist.
All right.
Specialist, I'll take it.
All right. So thanks everybody for coming out today. This is a new topic for us that we decided to expand our outreach about this. Batteries are just becoming, they're in everything. And what we don't realize is that there's some problems because of that. And as Amy mentioned earlier, we've realized that we need to start educating about this stuff because there are some dangers, but half the battle is to know, how to properly handle these materials. So that's part of the reason why we did this. We hope to be moving more and more into this area just because, again, I mean, the batteries are in everything. They're even in, what about those kids' shoes that light up?
Oh, yeah.
What do you think makes that happen? So that's why, we realize, and by we, I should say Amy, realize that, this is a topic that people should really be hearing. So the first thing we're going to do is have you, and you online can also join right in here, is to make a list of all the things that have batteries in your house. What do you
We
think?
have rechargeable batteries.
Sorry.
Oh, rechargeable batteries.
Oh, just return.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Right, because, while you're doing that,
Make a list of what you have in your house.
and anything with a rechargeable battery.
Anything that takes a rechargeable battery at your house, make the list.
Like your cell phone.
Yeah, your cell phone, make the list.
Anybody have a smartwatch? We have some examples up here if you're looking for ideas. This is not, you will not be graded.
The items with rechargeable batteries that you have in your phone. So why don't you kind of go through the list?
Oh, all right. So I'm not going to wait.
Well, they can be writing and you
So Amy made a pretty extensive list. So we'll start to talk.
So
I already-
our house.
Yes.
Okay.
Damn.
I've counted and I think I've got between 50 and 100
Oh my
So,
God.
in my house.
I know I don't get
so we know, our phones.
that. Yeah.
And again, think about what happens when you forget to charge your phone or, so we are very dependent. Our laptops or our iPads, tablets, digital cameras and camcorders. A lot of people are having those cameras. Yeah.
What about, like, when you have those units that, like, I have a leaf blower and.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Takes a rechargeable
And
battery.
I also have
Um,
a snow filter, that kind of-
Gaming controllers, those. That what they are.
Yep.
Did Amy have that?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I've got everything.
Now, you have a portable power bank?
So these,
I'm putting two.
this is a portable power pack. and they get bigger, they can be bigger and bigger in size, and this is one of those, so you can charge your phone on the one.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a battery, so you charge it up and then you're able to use it to charge your phone or other items.
Yeah.
You know how like after a few years, your phone doesn't hold the charge for as long? Sometimes you have to bring a cord.
Yeah, I have one of those.
So the one thing we found out about those is that they really need to be a quality product.
Yeah.
Because
I've never seen it around.
They come in every shape and size.
Mine's right thing like.
Yeah.
Wow.
These are the things that are starting fires on planes.
Oh.
So one of the things that they're saying on planes now is that if you are bringing things like this, some airlines do not allow you to bring power packs. This or Square or whatever
Right.
things they are.
Oh my God.
But if you are allowed to bring it, you're not supposed to put it in your packed luggage. You're supposed to put it in your carry-ons. So that if there are any issues with it, then they know it quickly. And there are a decent amount of fires on airplanes because of things like this every year.
these are very common giveaways, at different events, people are giving these away. And that's the ones you've got to be particularly careful of. What is it, UL? Are you gonna talk about that?
Yep.
Okay, all right. Smartwatches and fitness trackers, we have some of those. Vapes, a lot of those vape are rechargeables, which is a whole other waste issue that we won't get into. All right, so, cordless vacuums, TV remotes, cordless power tools that we talked about, smart home devices, your smart doorbells, your smart lights, what else is smart? Your thermostat. I mean, there's so many things now that are running off of batteries.
Or they have battery backup.
Oh yeah, that's right, a battery.
Yeah.
Flameless rechargeable candles. Now that we're coming to the
Oh, yeah,
holiday,
yes.
you charge them up. Now, couldn't they be solar charged? I'm just thinking of those candles that sit in the window.
There's two.
Some of them are, yeah.
Yeah.
To me, I have a remote that is a solar charger, so it does not need a battery. So I think that's the way we should go. Electric shavers and trimmers, electric toothbrushes, hearing aids, we talked about. Your mobility scooter, electric wheelchairs, oxygen concentrators that you take with you, glucose monitoring devices, defibrillators, infusion. I mean, again, things that we are becoming more and more dependent on, they still have these lithium-ion batteries or rechargeable batteries. Electric vehicles, electric bikes and scooters, drones. Anybody have their little drone there dipping around? Lawnmowers, more and more lawnmowers, which is so nice because they're quiet, but we're still charging them up. I'll say my lawnmower is a push mower.
Oh, I got mine.
But he's got like this big of.
I do not. I have a much bigger lawnmower.
Here's a backyard, too.
Right. Portable power stations and solar generators. That's again for backup. And then what about toys? Electric cars, ride-on toys, remote control cars and planes, hoverboards. Really, we have hoverboards?
Yeah, they go just a little bit.
Okay. And then all the button batteries that come in all these different toys, and we talked about this, the light up shoes. So you see, it's not even a complete list, but it's a very good list of all the different things that we're dealing with in our homes that, should be handled properly.
I'd say garage door opener, but I don't know if that's rechargeable or not. But
I'm sure.
it is a bit.
It's definitely a battery. Yeah, I mean, you could certainly use a rechargeable battery in your in your door.
Well, the battery does go bad because I had it replaced.
Uh-huh.
Right,
Okay.
And you have to keep it plugged in, so. does that
Right.
count?
right. And I don't think that's a battery, but I think what's being replaced is
It's just,
the communication mechanism.
Yeah, because
to
it says that, it's,
Yeah.
will tell me if their battery.
Oh, interesting.
I put the battery like on my visor, on my,
Yeah.
that's where.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
the remote,
It's interesting. The remote, right.
the remote that opens
Yeah.
it.
So how many things did you all come up with?
Not as many as you, Amy.
I know.
7.
7? Wes?
8,
8?
14.
9 with the garage. If I'm.
5. Yeah, I said 5.
But when I say tools, I get,
That's right, you might have 10 different.
oh yeah, I definitely,
What, and
my
do
trimmer.
we even have the rechargeable remote phones anymore? That's another one, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I put on here, because I
Yeah.
have a landline in it.
Yeah.
So if it's
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
Yep, I have.
So you all have a decent amount. I have
Right.
a lot, because we have a lot of electronics at my house. And for the most part, it's fine. But we want to talk about how we keep it fine, what happens if it stops being fine, and then when you're done with these items, where do they go to? So that's what we're gonna kind of talk about today. So we have things that have embedded batteries in them. So this is my Dyson from home. I just didn't put the long thing on it.
That changed my life.
Oh, I agree. I love my
Love
Dyson. And I love the fact that it only goes for about 10, 15 minutes, because that's about as much as I want to clean. So there's a battery in here somewhere in here, somewhere in here is a embedded battery. And then there are batteries that stand alone. I didn't bring the batteries today, but these have batteries that you click in, and then this is a air pump. This is a flashlight. My husband loves Ryobi, so I believe we have almost everything that Ryobi's made that could be on battery. So how do these batteries work and what makes them different? So we have lithium ions shuttle back and forth. So they move upward from the anode to the cathode as you are, you turn the on switch on and the power starts to flow. And what's happening is these ions are actually moving. And as they move from one side to another, they are making electricity. So the energy, the potential energy that they had becomes electrical energy, and you can use it for a variety of different things. And then what happens is when you recharge it, forces those ions back down again. So it adds that potential energy back in again. So they go down to the bottom side. And then when it's filled up, then they start moving up again. So that is, that's how they work. That's how they recharge. One of the things about this is that the lithium ion process involves oxidation. So what does oxidation mean? Creates oxygen. So this becomes a interesting part, and I'll skip a little bit, but having oxygen in these batteries changes the game. So if one of these batteries does go bad, what are the 3 parts of fire? What's your fire triangle?
Hot, H-O-T. So heat, oxygen, tinder.
Exactly. So the way that we usually put out fires is we get rid of the oxygen. Exactly. So we either use a fire extinguisher or we use a fire blanket, and we get rid of the oxygen, and then the fire goes out. But what happens is if these batteries are making their own oxygen, then we might think that they're going out. We might have it covered. We might have the fire extinguisher on. We might have all of these things occurring. Yes, it can start up again because it's making its own oxygen. So that's one of the big problems and one of the big differentials between these types of batteries and other fires. And this is why we're starting to work more and more with our fire departments and with our fire academy, because we need to get the word out. So the other thing that you can't do is you cannot ever trust that these fires are out. So, so if you had a fire blanket, if you put some extinguisher on it, you still need to call 911. You still need to leave the house because the fire might not be out. What ends up happening is they call it thermal runaway. And the batteries, if this chemistry moving up and down, if it gets jogged and if it moves too much all at once and all that energy goes at once, it can go to 800 degrees. It almost immediately. And as soon as it does that, the metal casing it is not strong enough to hold the expanding gases so that it explodes with fire. And then it's getting some oxygen to burn. So that's why one of the big reasons we're talking about this is most of these batteries are completely safe, and most of them that are in your life will not go bad. But if one does go bad, they go very, very bad.
Are there warning labels on packages, batteries, from?
Use only battery packs listed with operator's menu with manual.
So they feel their life.
That's all it says.
Well, but I wouldn't be surprised in the directions.
Maybe.
There's, there's information.
So what I didn't know, and Gary didn't know until we started this, is that they're not like really big batteries. What we have lots of little batteries that are joined together. So even car batteries, even big battery storage centers are lots and lots and lots of little batteries that are connected to each other with a little strip of metal. And then you can see there's a little board, computer board on there.
They almost look like diesel.
Oh, yeah.
They almost look like a diesel.
Yeah, there is a manufacturer of really large backup battery storage right here in Buffalo at the old Delavan plant.
Chevy.
The old Chevy plant on Delavan.
Mhm.
And yeah, we went there and there's just lots of these little things. Really neat. Thought they'd be like
Right, we thought they were huge, big batteries.
huge, big batteries, but they're not. They're just lots and lots of little ones. And then what's controlling them is this battery management system, which is that little board,
Yes.
which is, it delivers the targeted voltage and the current for the right amount of time. And so there are different sophistication levels of battery management systems.
So again, it's these little boards that are really controlling what, how these batteries are working.
So the really sophisticated ones won't charge when they're hot. They will turn themselves off if they're getting too hot, either because they're out in the sun. They'll turn themselves off if they're too cold. We found that out when we were in Lake Placid one year. Our phones all turned off because it was too cold for them. But we have a lot of unsophisticated things that have much cheaper battery management systems on them that are in our houses as well. So
Something like that, where you're showing. One is, where would we find something like that? Where is that inside? What is this inside of?
Is that inside a car?
It's inside of,
It's definitely inside of lithium ion.
Right.
yeah. Wish I brought one of the big batteries, but that would be what's inside of here. Would be a series of batteries would be inside of here. I did bring the 8 volt, the 12 volts, or the 40 volts that we have, batteries that we have, but that would be what it is it's a whole bunch of smaller batteries in series. Items that typically have battery management systems: smartphones, laptops, tablets, electric scooters, e-bikes, e-cars, items with longer lasting, bigger batteries. The problem that they have had in, particularly in New York City, is that the couriers bought very inexpensive e-bikes. And then in order to keep being able to take orders, what they were doing is they were just use a battery, change out a battery, use a battery, change out a battery, use a battery, change out a battery. So they were rapid charging, and then they were sometimes charging batteries multiple times a day. And these batteries were not, expensive batteries. They weren't Bosch batteries. They were, whatever cheap battery it could be. And there've been a lot of fires because of that.
So the one thing that you discovered is the battery should be certified, right?
Right. So it turns out, particularly for these things, what we need to see is we need to see on the batteries, charger, and we need to see things that have the UF, which is the Underwriter's Laboratory, on it. So I took both of these from my office. These are both things for laptops. And only one of them has the Underwriter Laboratory on it. The other one does not. The other one is a replacement that I bought on the internet. And that ends up being the problem, is that there's a lot of cheap electronics out there, and it has not been certified. So you need to charge with the right charger. And you need to, that charger should not put too much voltage in, because once again, too much voltage could get them too excited and lead to deaths. There's an 80-20 rule when it comes to battery safety, which is you shouldn't take them down to 0, but they really shouldn't go above 80%. And we've been told by people who are apparently in the know that even on your EV vehicle, that when it says that it's full, it's actually only at about 80%.
That is correct, yeah. So if you have a electric vehicle or a plug-in hybrid, it says 100%, but it really is not. It's really 80% because by charging it up. So ever since we found that out, I've been trying not to charge my phone to 100%, which is a little bit of a pain because you plug your phone,
use it all the time.
but that's one thing. It will actually, your battery will wear out more quickly. That's probably the biggest disadvantage. But so to keep it optimal and also not going down to 0, that's not always possible.
Right. So one thing that we're not supposed to do is we are not supposed to charge hot batteries. So if you used your lawnmower and the battery comes out and it's hot to the touch, wait till it cools down before you put it back on the charger. Don't put it on hot. Don't charge hot.
I left my phone on the boat, sun, and I actually shut it off.
Yeah.
Because it got too hot.
If the battery management system realized that it was getting too hot, so it shut off all functions.
Yeah.
And in order, so.
I couldn't find it and I realized.
Yeah. So use an original charger or an Underwriter Laboratories approved charger cheap chargers can start fires. Now, one thing.
So would that do something like this?
So with that actually, you hook it up to like your computer with one of the little, like a phone charger thing. So, I don't know.
So, but again, I mean, I know that lots of places will give, these are good giveaways, you know, charge your phone. So what we're saying is, you know, maybe just be a little suspect of that.
Well, and if they're giving them out free,
You know, they don't.
Yeah.
Cost it, which-
Okay. You should try not to use extension cords,
yeah, I've heard that too.
you know, so you should, try to plug the, charger directly into the socket.
Some of them come with now, they put a warning thing around your product and it will say, do not plug into an extension cord.
Yep.
I noticed that.
And that the power in your home doesn't know that it's over voltage, because when something is over voltage, what happens? Exactly, the lights go off. You've had a voltage thing and the breaker system is the one that stops it. But sometimes when you have when you have a extension cord or the multiple, unit extension cords, it doesn't get that kind of feedback, so it keeps feeding the electricity into there. Don't charge in your primary entrance or exit. So that was the problem that they were having in New York City, and why they had some fatalities is because people were charging in hallways. Lived in apartments, charging in hallways, so if there's a fire in your hallway, how do you get out? Charge during the day when you're around. Don't charge overnight. Well, that's, I went home and we were charging into a fairly cheap multi-prong extension cord without the fuse thing or anything on it. So we were doing that. We were charging at night. And then the other thing was, don't overcharge or leave items on charger indefinitely. We do that. I mean, the lawnmower battery would stay on for weeks until we were using the lawnmower again. And no, it wasn't a big deal, right? And usually it isn't, but occasionally it can be. So, so those are all the how to charge and use them safely.
So again, like, a lot of us would, stick in the phone to charge before we go to bed. So now, as soon as I get up in the morning, I plug it in. Don't leave it charging all night. That way it's not hitting 100%. It's not charged at night when I'm sleeping. And, if I remember to plug it in as soon as I get up, within a couple of hours, hopefully it's gotten up to that 80-90%, for the day. So that's just, it's just a matter of, changing some habits that are safer and better.
As the ones you set it on,
Oh, yes.
It's
Yeah,
so
now,
convenient.
that is convenient. Yeah, I don't know.
I just set mine on it and it's charged by morning and it.
I think phones typically, unless they're damaged, have a really strong battery management system, and they're pretty safe. I think these guys are super suspect. I think that, cheaper, especially e-bike batteries, scooter batteries, hoverboard batteries. Remember there was a lot of fires after people got hoverboards a couple of years ago. Once again.
Really, I don't remember that since I didn't.
Oh, I
know
do.
it was a hoverboard.
Yeah.
At Christmas time,
Yeah.
it's a big thing.
But, so again, in an apartment building, in an apartment area, there, you put your scooter by the front door.
Yeah.
So that's what's we're saying, don't do that. Don't block your primary exit.
One of the programs we've talked about trying to stand up, but we don't have any money, would be in college dorms. Of
Oh, yeah.
having you can't charge your scooter or your e-bike batteries in your dorm room. There's a special charging room that you would use.
By the way, Amy wrote this great grant for all this stuff. We were gonna have this huge program. It got accepted and then it got yanked back from the federal government. We don't know why that happened.
Yeah, no, we had a contract, but contract shrunk. So,
That's another reason we thought by now we would be so knowledgeable about all
we
this.
would be, we had
We were-
$3 million contract and we were starting a holistic battery collection system around Erie County. We were doing everything you could think of. But,
Now you got just us.
now you got us. Okay. Batteries. If your phone ever bulges, if you ever see a battery bulging, that's bad. So, you don't use it, you get that battery outside and you call,
What is that you're talking about?
Oh, for your cell phone.
Does what?
Bulging, like
Sometimes
it's
it-
actually,
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I asked, I've never heard of it.
yeah.
Oh, I am.
So yeah, sometimes batteries will bulge. Sometimes they will hiss a little bit, and that's the gases building up. And sometimes you'll get odors off of them, also not good. Any of those things, not good. So try to, if you have the ability to do it safely, get that battery well outside. But you call the fire department, they would rather come and pick up a damaged battery than they would come and, put out a battery fire in your home or your
Is there
garage.
a warning before that happens? I don't know, I'm just
I
wondering.
don't know, my cousin had it happen to hers, and I just grabbed it
I
and
just
threw it in
wondered.
a glass of water, because I said, it's gonna blow up.
well, and I'm not sure that water.
I don't know, I just was afraid, it was hot to touch,
Yeah, that would be the other. thing,
Yeah,
not to touch.
it was hot to touch.
When it's hot outside, I love my phone, told me it's not gonna do anything because it's some kind of message.
Yeah,
It gave me
right.
the warning system
Yeah.
that it was in the heat too long.
Yeah.
Right, so Amy noted that, like, our phones are very sophisticated, so, they have the backup right inside. If you get too hot, we're gonna shut down. Some of these other batteries don't necessarily have all that.
So yeah, hot to the touch.
And not that the phones are perfect.
No, but they're better. And then if a battery gets, dropped down a flight of steps or whatever, if it looks misshapen, any of those sort of things, be very afraid. At this point, nobody fixes batteries. So like I have a e-bike that we purchased that the battery isn't working. To get a new battery, it is $500. So not using it. But what it is it's a whole bunch of these little batteries in that big old battery. And it's probably just one of them. But I talked to a couple of people, they can't get insurance to fix them because the probability that while they're fixing them, they might have a fire is so high. So that these batteries, this whole packet of batteries ends up being recycled rather than being able to fix out one. So there are people that make these themselves or will fix things themselves. And
We had Fisher Price toys.
It could be
They were-
scary.
They were trimming the batteries. They
Yeah.
were trying to make them work. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, it was terrible. It was really, bad, and we had to recall because they weren't sure what was happening.
mhm,
So,
exactly. So, yeah. And then don't switch out batteries from different devices. Batteries kind of belong to the device. You can keep the pens. It's okay. That is your tax dollars at work. And then the last thing, and you can all pick out some tape to take home with you, is don't store batteries like your lawnmower batteries for the winter. Don't store them, try not to store them with a charge and don't put them like in a basket in a jumble because if
I think mine is.
if they touch, they could power each other. They could So what we are suggesting, though I've never done this before in my life, but I'm gonna start, is that you take the ends when you are storing for the season, so.
So we have. Yeah, see,
What are those?
This is just.
It's the tape ends.
It's little, like paper tape to take the ends.
just a reminder to tape up here, which you.
So my leaf blower, snow thrower.
Yep.
I take the battery out, I use, right?
Yes. Yep.
So what?
You don't have.
So you're taping the terminals.
I'm just saying, like, if you're storing it for the winter.
Well, yeah,
I did not bring it that.
Well, we have so many batteries for all our tools that my
So,
husband
yeah.
throws them in a bag.
So,
In a
right,
canvas
so,
bag.
so that's what we're saying, like, in that
Right.
case,
So,
I would put each one.
so the part that go, for the Ryobi, the
Right.
part that goes right in right here, that top
oh,
part.
okay.
So take the top part.
Right,
Okay.
so it's.
And like, there's another type that slides in.
Yeah.
So,
Tape that connector.
so take that
Oh,
connector sort of thing, so that way if they were in a jumble in the bag, which
Yeah.
we're always.
Yeah, they are in a big.
Before we started researching
Yes.
this, you know, they won't.
Mine have just stayed, mine used to just stay plugged in for months.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Well,
No, we know ours are church and he throws them all in a bag. One bag says church, the other one says not church. And we might have like two.
So, well, yeah, so again, I think, just like anything else, one by itself is no problem. And
Right.
that's how they write the directions. They don't think
Then, uh,
they don't think we're gonna be taking 5 different medications and how those things might interact. It's the same kind of thing with batteries. That's what we're saying. We're saying, as we move more and more to have more batteries and more things, that's where we
We'll
want to.
tell them that way.
to- Yeah, well,
so,
and again, it's not likely. Like Amy said, most batteries are very good. They're not, but
But if you do get one of these fires, it's gonna burn your house down.
yeah.
So let's.
Once I keep my blower in the back hall
Why
all
not?
the time because I blow the snow off my car.
Which is.
I use it for the leaves.
Yeah,
I use
but-
it for.
Right, but I mean, so,
But I have always more than one battery too.
Sure.
but you're not charging it in the hall, back hall.
Charger, right? But
Well, that,
I got that hanging right on the wall.
Yeah. During the day, charge it up. and-
I don't- Yeah, it lights up when it's lit,
Right.
it
That's
turns
what-
color and then I take it off.
Right.
Yes, I don't keep it on the charger.
so let's.
But yeah, I do have insurance.
Against energy from the sun.
It could be an illusion.
It's got, those candles.
I know, it's.
Buy them and then the sun hits them and
I
then.
do. No, I actually it discharged because I was playing with it earlier. It's actually got one of those little fans and a light, so it does different
Oh, yeah.
colors.
And the glitter
goes
goes.
up and down.
Ones that light up like I'm talking.
Yep.
about, You turn them on, are those safer? Are those safe?
Mine has a timer. It comes on automatically every
With
night.
the timers.
My candles.
No,
It's-
mine
It doesn't have a time.
is sun, dark activated and it goes. out.
Oh, no, that's fine.
Um,
Those are fine.
so
Um,
that's a solar charged.
Yeah.
There's gotta
battery.
be something in there on the
Right.
bottom,
Right.
Right. There's something in there that, a battery that's being
Yeah.
charged, but it's not that big of a battery,
Yeah.
so that shouldn't be that big of a deal. So, the big things, yeah, if batteries are looking bad, assume they are bad and call the fire department. If you do ever have a fire, assume that it is not out and that, and call the fire department. The other thing that they saw, especially in the LA fires and then the Hawaiian fires a couple years ago, was EPA went in afterwards to find all of these devices so that they could be taken care of because,
They could reignite.
exactly, they
Yeah.
could reignite.
Yeah.
The other thing that can happen is that if you have a EV car and you're in Florida and there's a tidal whatever and it gets hit with the salt water,
Yeah.
that can ignite them.
Hmm.
That can make the circuit.
They want to sell the drive electric.
We have to get our electric cars up high when it is going to be flooding, so.
I'm waiting for the three cars to come out.
That would be super cool.
No, because somebody told me down the road that is gonna be a factor.
Oh, yeah, I can't wait.
They're gonna do away with tires and all of that, so we don't have the waste. They're gonna have tires.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then we get to the end of. Dun, dun, dun. My husband got a whole bunch of new electronics. The batteries don't work as well anymore. He wants new batteries so they'll work better.
Oh, yeah, I got it real.
What do I do with them?
That's right.
So as we noted, any store that sells the rechargeable batteries required by New York State law to take it back.
But that would be like these batteries, the batteries that come off.
Right, well, or even any kind of rechargeable battery.
Right.
So even if you know, that you can get a battery recharger and charge up like your AA's or AAA's. Even with, yeah, with a recharger. I mean, so, but for the most part, that is what we're talking about. We're talking about the batteries that they're recharged until they stop working well and then they get taken back. We accept them at our household hazardous waste collection events. We have 2 or 3 a year. That erie.gov/recycling. All things are at erie.gov/recycling. Almost all the answers to life questions.
Are they charging?
No.
Okay.
No. They absolutely not.
Second, I don't know where it was, Samsung or whatever. When I turned my TV in,
Well,
the place where I live, they charge.
yes, electronic waste
Okay,
is a
it's
little
different.
different, but that has been changed. That was a poorly written law that they have fixed. And now nobody should be charging you for any kind of electronic recycling. If they are, don't pay, take it somewhere else. You can find out where at erie.gov/recycling.
What is the difference?
Got a notice and
What is the difference between the solarized batteries that are rechargeable and
Yeah.
rechargeable batteries?
And then,
I mean, if they could potentially have the same chemistry.
That's what I was curious.
Yeah, so if they're lithium ion batteries, it doesn't matter if it's solar powered or whether it's. the
Because whenever you
electric
buy your outside
Right.
ornaments, they come with solarized.
Yeah.
ornaments,
yeah, you know, we will
So I'm
have to
curious about
look
that.
into that
Yeah.
before our
that's
next.
something that
All right.
Before our next University Express, because, you know, in my mind, if it's solar, it's good, but that is not
Yeah, I know.
necessarily true. Right, so we will visit, you know, the next one, go online and.
All right, I'll look up that.
Or you can
Right.
open.
Alden.
Alden where?
they must have another class.
Yeah.
Oh, that's our next class.
That's our next class, Alden.
We also have a compost site at the correctional facility in Alden, because
That's why you got
That's
to. Like, why are we going to prison?
She mentioned the EPA.
See, you mentioned, how involved are they in all this recycling of birds?
Well, there's a before and an after. So before, they were very involved. But I read somewhere that during the shutdown, they laid off and don't plan to bring back all the US EPA headquartered people who do recycling.
But just like most things, I mean, the EPA may set the standard, but it's really the states that implement them. And then to the local
I
governments.
went to an
You know.
interesting book review about Love Canal. It was called Rainbow Falls. And the actual lady who was with Lois Gibbs, her name was Llewellyn Kelly. She was 88 years old.
Mhm.
She was there giving the talk. And she was talking about like, I'm thinking, you know, you throw your batteries away and they wind up in a landfill. What are
Wow.
the result of what would happen with that?
Yeah,
But they're starting to build again at Love Canal. They're building houses there.
Oh, they, absolutely.
So.
No, I mean, this is a very good point, because that's part of the reason why we're here, because a lot of people just throw these batteries away. You know, oh, it doesn't work anymore, throw it away.
Or
And
they put
that's-
it in the recycle bin.
or even worse, they put it in
Oh,
the
yeah.
recycle bin. There have been fires in garbage trucks Because what happens in a
Oh, yeah.
garbage truck, and there have been fires at facilities, at recycling facilities and at landfills. It's because of, oh, I'm gonna throw that away. Well, there's a lithium ion battery in.
Right.
And that's really what, now I'm still not sure about those sneakers.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not sure what's.
But it can't be.
rubber.
Right. So that is exactly our point, that we want everyone to really, consider this. Oh, it's garbage, I can just throw it away. That's not this. What about doesn't everyone have now a pumpkin that glows or something, that at Halloween, all these decorations that, they have batteries in them. Now, they're not all lithium ion batteries.
Right.
Some of them are just, batteries.
So with your stuff that doesn't need a cord, what we recommend is that you save it for a electronic waste collection and you take it there.
Many municipalities are now collecting e-waste all the time. Surprisingly, you can find out at erie.gov. We have a page, there's 2 pages. We have a page that shows what each municipality is recycling, or we have an e-waste page that you can check.
It's too bad they don't just do a flyer every once in a while, put it in people's mailboxes.
Well, municipalities, we've been talking about that.
So we're,
That's cute.
we're, talking with.
Especially at Christmas time.
Yeah.
Because everybody buys everything with batteries.
We're talking to different waste disposal companies because obviously their trucks and their facilities are catching on fire. They're very interested in us doing our education better than ever. So if we can come up with a good message, then I think that they will help fund it. But at this point, we're still working on the message. The other problem, schools have come to us and said,
Oh, yeah.
we've been
Inform the kids.
collecting vapes. We
Confiscate.
confiscating vapes and now we have an entire bag full of vapes. What do you want me to do with them? I'm like,
But see, that's a good place to take one sheet.
Yeah.
Out of recycled toys and all that,
Yeah.
and hand it to the school and have them make copies and give it to all the children to take home at the holiday time. That would get the word out.
She talked about the super fund that was established, CERCLA.
Mhm.
How does that work as far as?
So here's the interesting part about Love Now. My dad was actually a professor at Mater University and he was on the Love Now ecumenical task force when I was growing up. So I've got a little insider on this. So there were no rules when they found Love Now, none at all. There were no attorneys that knew anything about it.
It's really, really good. Right now, I think UB also has a installation about
Yeah,
Love Canal
they
that's
do.
very interesting.
I don't know.
But,
every
you know,
time I find
it's
I
a
go in,
good point. Well, that's right. That's another.
It is bigger.
But, you know, I think that's where we are, well, rephrase that. I think that's what's becoming a realization that we've got to start thinking about this stuff. We can't just throw it all away like we've been doing. So that's, and this really, and I, as Amy noted, you know, who's getting affected? The garbage companies, the landfills.
Mhm.
Well, no one's paying attention to that. And where this is really a problem is New York City, because of the denseness of the population and the fact that something like scooters, they're everywhere. And as Amy noted, they're maybe not all the high quality scooter. So, you know, that speaks to that. I mean, ask about the battery if you're buying things, you know. And again, you're not going to know with this kind of stuff, but any kind of something significant like the Ryobi or like a, you know, a major piece of a major appliance, find out who makes that. You know, is it UL certified? Yes.
Unfortunately, I knew somebody that works for CID, and they said that New York City, they're notorious about sending hot loads to different areas.
Huh.
And if you don't have a watchdog 24, 48 hours, they'll get a hot load in there and pay somebody off. It's a very interesting when you talk to people that have worked for different companies.
The garbage industry
It's scary.
is an interesting
Yeah.
world to live in. And we don't know much of anything about what actually goes on, but
That
Right.
is true. That is true. I mean,
Right.
and in our case, like Erie County does not own a landfill, does not, you know, so we are only providing assistance and education. We don't
well, there's some of our colleagues that actually run landfills, you know.
And
in other
they'll
counties.
show you how they take the garbage and how it goes through filtering systems, and they'll give you the water to drink right from there. Now, would I ever drink any water? Hell no. 'Cause I know, I know better, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
We still have many ways to go.
I mean, and our landfills, our regular landfills will be full by
Well, there it
2050.
is.
Oh,
There's our website.
So can you move that
Oh, there you
down?
Yeah.
So there's information on household hazardous waste. Can you, or I mean, move it up, I mean?
We also have a charming newsletter put out monthly via email by me. If you'd like to sign up for our newsletter, we
A
can.
little more,
or
yeah,
maybe
to
put
the
you on
next.
list.
yeah.
I want to show these. So here's the Beyond the Curve. Beyond the Curve. We can recycle all our paint right now. And right here, I think this is the e-waste block. That's called. Oh, there it is. Recycle. So, and there's join our meeting. So yes, but, and then this one, recycling your community, that's where you can find your municipality and what they
We
do.
have those, I forget the name. Blue
Yeah.
trucks, we have blue trucks.
Waste management.
So, yeah, well, we basically have three companies in the area, Waste Management, Modern, and Casella. Those are the three
Modern,
main
yeah.
companies that are collecting our garbage.
Yeah.
So, and I just want to say one more thing about alkaline batteries. So,
Yeah.
as Amy noted at the beginning, the alkaline battery is a safe battery. It doesn't have, it's not managed, you know, it's just a battery. But it still has recoverable materials inside of it. So that's where we're recycling them. So and a lot of people like to recycle their alkaline batteries. They don't want to throw them away. So we do take them at our household hazardous waste collection events, you know, which we'll have in the spring. We'll know when our events will be next year. And more places in the community are, like, I know Amherst is doing a alkaline battery collection. And so, you know, that's, no matter what, it's still waste, and there is an ability to recover. The company that we're working with, Serva, they pull out the reusable materials and they recycle them. So I mean, that's why we're doing that. And like Amy said, spend you know, basically 50 pounds of batteries costs us around $100 to properly recycle. So we're doing that. So if you ever, and you know, we take pesticides and motor oil and paint and, you know, any kind of,
chemical.
yeah, right.
Anything that'll kill anybody.
And, yes,
Well,
any-
little buddies.
any kind of- And so if you're cleaning out your basement, you're coming to a hazardous waste collection, then bring your batteries too. We're happy.
Just like ammo or something like that, call the sheriff.
We don't take ammo.
We don't take ammo.
Oh,
Well, thanks, guys. Okay, thanks.
Oh,
So
yeah.
thank you all. We,
Yeah.
as you know, we can talk trash all the time.